Hello, and welcome back to the More Than Mindset Show. I am your host, Kim Guillory. So I just read a quote and I was like, oh my God, what a great quote to start this off with. And it is the Law of Awareness by John Maxwell. You must know yourself to grow yourself. And this is exactly what we do in all of my coaching programs. So if the owner, if the practitioner, if the person in charge does not continue to grow themselves, they're not going to be able to grow anything. You hear us say this all the time. You got to grow the owner to grow the business. And I've been working on something behind the scenes. It's all about you and your team and how do you get other people to produce, to come on board. And the first step is yourself. You have to sell yourself. You have to be so sold, so committed. So there's 6 particular things that you need to get straight with yourself before you're ever going to get a team to do it. And I'm going to cover those 6 things today. So, number 1, you must know your mission and intention and where you are going and a strategy to get there. So you have to have a plan. But plan for what? Like, what's the big vision? Where are you going? Like, I'm changing the massage and spa industry, like changing it. That's where I'm going. And then I have a plan to do that. So we have the plan. That's number 1. Number 2, you must follow the plan. I know this sounds simple, but so many people screw it up because either they don't have a plan or they have a plan and they don't follow it. They keep getting off track, trying something else, doing something else, and they forget about the plan. And it's because they forget about the target. They forget about where they're going. So, got to have a plan. Got to follow the plan. Number 3, you must collect data. You need to have everything documented. You guys should be recording everything you do, no matter how terrible it is. Do not wait to start recording and documenting when you're perfect because you're never going to get it done. Matter of fact, if you just record the path, there'd be so much more valuable content because people will see where you started from. So, data. Keep track of it. Even if it's on a notebook or an Excel spreadsheet, you have to be writing it down. You have to be looking at it. You have to be able to confront it. And that means look at it and be with it in truth comfortably. That's it. You just got to confront the data. What is working? What is not working? What worked last year? What worked yesterday? If you don't document, then you're not going to be able to grow it or change it. Number 4, you got to report the correct data. So this is a tricky one because especially if someone else is reporting and it's something that they're accountable to, you got to watch it and make sure that you cross check it. Because especially with like some of the numbers that we keep track of and someone's keeping it in their head or someone else is keeping it in a side note, no, it needs to all be transparent and it needs to be correct. So there's no, we're paying this cash on the side. We're doing this over here. It's all documented and it's all documented with accuracy. So I'll repeat those. Number 1, you got to know where you're going and how you're getting there. Number 2, you got to follow the path that was determined. Number 3, you got to collect data. Number 4, it's got to be the correct data. It must be accurate. Number 5, you have to be so committed as if your life depended on it because it does. The life with your potential, the opportunity that you personally have, like that's your life. Your life is your legacy. Your life is what did you do while you were here? How do people remember you? Like, what do you feel proud doing? That's the best part of life is what are we actually doing here? What is our purpose, right? Like if you don't have committed, loyal, like determined resiliency, you're probably not going to do it. It's just that simple. And it's nothing bad on you if you don't. You're just not in the game. You checked out of the game somewhere else because that first step was the game. Where am I going? How am I doing it? Like I'm all in. So this step is just confirming that, and you're proving it by taking action. That is number 5. I think 5, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Starting to doubt myself. Number 6, you must not do distracting and random things. I think this is the one that blows it for most people. Randomity. It's random things that you just throw against the wall, which is great when you're starting. But once you prove that you have something that you can grow, then you need to tighten up. You need to tighten up and you start putting in systems, you start collecting data, and then you go multiply that. So at first, yeah, you're kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall. You're trying a whole bunch of things. You're not sure if it's going to work. You're not sure if you're all in. But once you determine step number 5 that you're all in, no more random, no more distractions. You got to dial in the discipline. And if you are not disciplined in your own life and you're not following these 6 steps, you're not going to be able to get a team to follow because you are the leader. You are proving the steps before them. You are proving the successful strategy, and then you're selling it to them, and then you're supporting them, and you're making their success easier because you've already been there. You already know it, and you know how to help someone else get there. So number 6, I think, is the most important. Quit doing random shit. Just quit it. Just quit doing stuff that you just wake up and dream about in the morning. There are areas that you can play with that, like on social media. You can try some things because the algorithm's always changing. It's one of those tricky things that random in the business that impacts your customers, the delivery, your team. Do not be random with that. Make sure that everything you try, you give it 90 days. You can prove it successful before you ever enters the ecosystem. So those are the 6 strategies to stay in business and win the game. Most of you that I talk to are not playing a big enough game. You're still on the T-ball field, guys, and you should be on the professional field. You've been doing massage, body works, your service for years, 15, 20, 25 years, and you don't want to keep doing it the way you're doing it, but you don't want to leave the small league. And that's a problem because you can't do both. You cannot be playing T-ball and be playing high school ball or pros. Like it just doesn't work. It's a different game, right? The game is delivered on a gradient. Gradient just meaning that it starts on a small scale and it goes up to a higher scale. So when you first start, it's a T, like you're hitting off of a T. It's T-ball. And then your coach is going to pitch. And then the other players are going to pitch. And then, do you follow me? So it's a gradient. Each field gets a little bit harder after you have the fundamentals. T-ball is about the fundamentals. Hit the ball, run to first base. How many kids run to third? Right? Run to first base. And then you got to know, when can I go? When do I have to stop? What, like offense, defense. You start learning. So if you're new to business, you're under $100,000, then you're playing T-ball. Like you're just learning the fundamentals. And I urge you to get the fundamentals to business. We have a program that helps with this that is not a huge investment that I would love to invite you to, which is just the fundamental basics of sales, marketing, service, everything that you need to promote your business, to get really clear about your service and offer. And then the gradient is once you're making over 60 and we can get you over 100,000, then we start adding things to that. Once you're over 100 to 300,000, we add to that. Once you're over 300,000, then we start scaling and we start bringing in a team and we start training other people, and we have processes for that. So that's a gradient. Most of you aren't thinking big enough. You're not thinking that it's possible that you can have more than what you have because you haven't seen it done. You haven't been a part of it, but I'm telling you, it's possible. If it's in you, if you believe it's meant for you, your soul is like here and committed to that purpose, you should give it a shot. You should give it a shot. But make sure that you're following these things. First, you decide exactly what it is, where you're going, follow whatever it is you decided, and then keep the data, make sure the data is correct, make sure you stay committed, and don't do random stuff. It's very, very simple. Everything we teach in Mind Body Business is very simple, not complicated. We got a lot of other things in the world that are complicated. Business should not be one of them. But the thing that I wanted to tell you, especially today, to stay with us, started with this and I'm going to end with this, is the law of awareness. You must know yourself to grow yourself. You must know your downfalls. You must know how to correct them. You must keep your discipline in, and you must stay committed to the game, to growing the game. Start basic, simple, and then start adding, and then go into automations, and then go into scale. A lot of you are trying to scale before you have grown. Matter of fact, trying to scale before you've built. I hear you. I hear the questions that you ask. And you're asking questions that a company with a team is asking. That's not going to help you. So figure out step one. What is it that you want? Start with the basics. You become a success of that before you try to scale anything, because that's the hardest part. Once you have proven success, then we got to start, like, it's just a different problem. We got to start training other people to do what you do. And most people are a little bit broken and they weren't trained. Otherwise, they'd be doing what you do. So we have a whole program that helps with developing your people. Matter of fact, this is not a pitch. So I just want to make sure that you know that there are resources available for you, and that needs to be a part of your step one, which is the plan. This is what I want, and this is how I'm going to get it, and I'm going to get help. And I'm going to highly recommend that you raise your hand for help. Too many of us try to do it alone, and it takes us way too long because we try to do it by ourselves. We try to figure it out. Listen, mentors and coaches, they can help you. They've been there. They've done it. Like, I have 32 years this year, 32 years in business. Don't even know, looking back, how I did it. I was winging it most of the time. And the problem with that is you eventually become the bottleneck, because you could be great at what you do and you could be great with people in communication and selling, but then you're going to out yourself. So there's only so much that one human could give, can deliver, can serve, can be there. It's just the way we're made, right? God made us this way for whatever reason. Matter of fact, the more I think about life itself as we're moving into the scaling, is I don't know if the big challenge of life is not just people. Like, how do we get along with other people? Because we're in a people game. The planet is about people. The whole entire game is about people. So I hope this was helpful. Just know that you must know yourself to grow yourself, and you must know your weaknesses. You must know your strengths. Also know that your assets become your liabilities become your asset. What that means is the things you're really good at might be the things that take you down. So if you don't know yourself and you're not honest with yourself, you might take yourself down in the process of trying to grow something big. All right. Keep going, keep growing, keep listening, share this. Please give us a rating and review so that we can help to grow the show. 5 stars would be great. Little feedback would be great. And share on social media would be awesome. Be sure and tag me and I'll follow you back. Have a great week.
Thanks for listening to this episode of More Than Mindset.